question, which is from a management of the FDA. Who do they report to? And I think maybe that's an interesting question to debate. And I think you have something around slide around the what does the role mean for the future of post sales? Because I think this is also relevant in terms of who actually takes care of this person. Because like we discussed, the skill set is partly technical, partly commercial, right?
Yes, yes. So let me answer that question first, and then I'll talk about, well, what does this all mean for the future of post sales? So one, it's really telling who the role reports into. If the role reports into engineering, it is more of an engineering coding type role, more of the sort of traditional role, if you will. So reporting into engineering, but it can also report just into customer success. And in that case, it's very likely an AI native startup where the FDE role is basically replacing the post sales function, if you will. So if you're looking at a job posting, always look at who it reports into. That sort of tells you the depth breadth of experience, particularly coding, that they're going to need. So that's one thing, and I elaborate more on that in the guide, so make sure to go and grab that. And then I'll answer your next question, which is like, well, okay,
What
so
does it all mean?
what does this all mean? Like, Andrea, tell us what this means.
What do I need to know now?
So here's what it means. So it means that initially, and I'm talking about more AI native startups in this case, it means that the post sales chain is collapsed, meaning that like FDE roles are basically absorbing four roles into one: a solutions engineer, an implementation specialist, a TAM, and a senior CSM. And so that's why with AI native companies, you're not seeing them hire a lot of CSMs. You're seeing them hire more technical roles. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what's happening. But then what you see as these companies mature is that they actually do bring in a CSM. So they start with like an FDE, but then in order to scale to service more customers, larger customers, they need CSMs to own the relationship, the expansion. So the FDE is like owning the build and the product feedback, and the CSM is owning the relationship, the renewal. Okay. So as they grow, they are hiring CSMs. And then the third thing here is this is actually my prediction, which is I think the role is actually going to disappear again. And what I mean by that is like right now, sort of leveraging AI native software, there's a big learning curve to it. There's a lot of like testing and hooking up the data, and like there's a lot to it. But
Mhm.
I actually predict that like as technology evolves, as AI evolves, we won't need to do as much verifying. It will be more correct. We won't need to, go through all this data cleanup. Like somehow it'll be able to take our data and like automatically, clean it up for us. And so
Mhm.
I think, this role is very much needed right now, but whether it continues to exist, I don't think we'll be hiring as many FDEs a few years from now.
So you would still predict that we carry on with obviously having some sort of customer success roles here. Um, and it goes back to your argument that someone has to prove the value regardless of whether it's in within the organization or your more traditional CSM side of role.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're always going to have post sales. And I do predict that, like, while CSMs are, the AI native companies aren't hiring a lot of them right now, that's going to ramp up. And then I think it will continue into the future. FDE role is super hot right now. But like, I don't think it's going to continue the boom that we're seeing. So if you're a CSM, and you are looking for your next role, an FDE role might be a great role for you if you're, really like looking to code, get deeper in an organization, you're comfortable with data, like you could upskill to that role. And also, if you're looking, there's hope. I do think that like more CSM roles will be hired in the future because an FDE cannot do it all. And I don't think that they'll be as needed as they are right now.